Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome to another video. We've got to talk about this incident that happened last night regarding Patrick Vieira at Goodison Park last night after Everton's 3-2 comeback against Crystal Palace, which secured their Premier League status for yet another season. You've probably all seen the video by now. You've probably all seen the footage by now that Patrick Vieira lashed out at a fan after a pitch invasion broke out at Goodison Park from the Everton faithful. An Everton fan was seen pushing Patrick Vieira's buttons and he reacted by lashing out against him. We've got to talk all about this incident. But before we do, I would like to remind you to please like the video and also subscribe if you're new. Both things will always and forever be greatly appreciated. But for now, let's get into this video because we've got to talk about this incident because this is now obviously the end of the season territory where pitch invasions can happen at various moments by fans for getting promotion or getting to the final at Wembley to one step closer to promotion, and obviously teams getting safe from relegation and teams winning trophies and things like that. That's what can spark these kind of pitch invasions. And of course last night was no different when Everton came from 2-0 down to beat Crystal Palace 3-2 and secure their Premier League status for yet another season. Everton are safe and sound. They will be playing Premier League football for another Premier League season, and the threat of relegation is now been laid to rest after weeks of possibly happening and seemingly looking likely to happen, because it did seem like Everton were dead and buried for so long. It did seem like we were going to have probably the biggest Premier League relegation since probably Newcastle of many years ago. Everton was safe. That sparked scenes of pitch invasions. The Everton faithful were happy and delighted that the boys had done it, that the Everton players had won the game and secured their Premier League fate to obviously fight another day in the Premier League, and they wouldn't be going down to the final day, wouldn't be going down to the wire. They can ease up now, they can play out the final game of the season with the knowledge that win, lose or draw, they are remaining in the Premier League. But the incident, of course, that happened was regarding Patrick Vieira, the Crystal Palace manager. He had to obviously go across the pitch to get off the pitch and go down the tunnel or whatever it was, and he didn't quite make it in time for the pitch invasion to happen. And as he was obviously walking off, a Everton fan took the pitch invasion way too far, and the footage obviously is of him getting in Vieira's face, yelling at him, swearing at him, making him, mocking him, whatever way you want to kind of describe it. He was just invading Vieira's space as well as the Goodison Park is the best way to put it, and it ended up with him getting kicked to the floor. Vieira, I think for the most part, kind of just took it in his stride, kind of just walked off and ignored him, and then he sort of saw red, snapped, and eventually took matters into his own hands and kicked him to the floor. There has been call now for punishment to be made on Vieira. There's been call for there's been a lot of people that are asking to look into this incident. My personal take is this: you know, you can say that maybe in the position that Vieira's in, that maybe he shouldn't have reacted in the way that he did. You can say that maybe him being the manager and him being in a position of power, maybe he should not have reacted the way that he did. There is a case for that, but at the same time, probably people from Vieira was seen as one of the tough guys of football in his day. He was seen as one of the tougher guys of football, and obviously that's how he sort of dealt with things on the pitch. And to be honest, I think there's a lot of people that's more backing him, to be honest, with people getting in his face. Obviously, this fan has really taken it too far, made the entire night about him rather than Everton's safety in the Premier League, to take it this far. I think that obviously, from what I've seen anyway, a lot of people have been defending Vieira. A lot of people, a fair few have been saying that maybe he shouldn't have done it and maybe he should be punished for it. I just think that this Everton fan took it way too far. Vieira is probably already angry that his players didn't see out the 2-goal lead that they had in the first half to win that game, and obviously threw away a 2-goal lead to lose. So he's probably already angry at the scoreline, and then he's unhappy. He's trying to walk off the pitch and just get out of there. And then this Everton fan has been goading him into a reaction that he did get, because he was just pushing his buttons and mocking him, like I say. And look, I don't mind a pitch invasion. It shows passionate fans. I don't mind a pitch invasion if it's for something good. I find it, or even if it is for a relegation-threatened team that probably beat the odds to survive relegation. Everton, in my opinion, should have never been in this relegation fight because of the amount of money that we've spent across the past several years. So, for me, it does seem a little bit strange that this Everton fan base decided to pitch invade on a relegation fight that they should not have been a part of in any way, shape or form. But the reality is that they actually were involved in this and they actually did it. So, I'm kind of on the fence a little bit in terms of, I like seeing a pitch invasion as long as it's done in the right way. But at the same time, it seemed a little bit strange that this Everton side would pitch invade, considering they were celebrating staying up in a Premier League relegation fight that they should not have been involved in. And of course, like I say, this fan took it way too far. He goaded Vieira into making a reaction he received. I personally hope he doesn't get punished, because I think that many people would have reacted in this same way, and there does seem to be a lot of support on various social media sites for Vieira to suggest that he was right to sort of lash out. I could understand if there was some sort of punishment, but at the same time, I wouldn't be too happy about it, because like I said, I think that he doesn't deserve it. I think that he was right to do what he did. His personal space was being threatened. There was the also threat that could have been worse, and maybe his reaction would have come too late, depending on what that fan would have done. Remember, it was only a couple of days prior to this that we also saw Nottingham Forest reach Wembley to the playoff final. There was a pitch invasion there. Everybody in Forest was happy that their dream of returning to the Premier League was that one step closer and one step away from happening. And of course, one Forest fan decided to take it too far by attacking Sheffield United player Billy Sharp. That man was also jailed for, I believe, something along the lines of 24 weeks. So, again, there is the good and bad side of pitch invasions and what can happen if, obviously, opposition players are still in that vicinity, in that area when it does happen, and the way that some fans can obviously take it too far. And you've seen twice this week already, 2 fans in particular take it over the limit way too far, and both have got sort of their punishment for it. And I think that we can leave it there at that. But of course, there might be 1 or 2 more. I think maybe you might see more in these types of games of police and officials and stewardship get increased, maybe, to stop these kind of things from happening after these 2 incidents have played out. Does that harm the game? Not exactly, but at the same time, like I say, I don't mind a good pitch invasion. I'm sure a lot of you don't mind a good pitch invasion as well, as long as it's done tastefully and it's done in the right manner. But these 2 weren't, and that's why I can see that the FA and everybody's going to be looking at this and be looking at maybe handing out punishments, or maybe increasing the amount of officials, stewards, police, security, whatever it may be, to try and limit this from happening again in the future. So there is a lot to dive into with this, but of course, as I always say, these are just the thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, whatever you want to call it, of this guy. I want to know what you guys think. What did you make of the Patrick Vieira and Everton fan incident yesterday that took place at Goodison Park after Everton confirmed their Premier League survival? I'd love to know your thoughts, comments, opinions, predictions, whatever you want to call it, on that particular subject topic down below in the comment section. It's short, it'll make for interesting reading. Otherwise, hit that like button on the way out if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you're new or want to see more content like this. Both things are always and very greatly appreciated. And as always, thank you all so much for watching and listening. I've been Fletch. This has been another Fletch Talks video. And I will see you all again soon in another video.